It's Wednesday, September 11, 2019, and this is Globespan 24x7 News. My name is Shakima Day, coming to you live from Georgetown, Guyana. Here are the major headlines for today. AG meets with Carter Center reps, discusses overseas voting. 3 non-resident diplomat accredited by President Granger. Felix and Rettimeyer condemn reporting on meeting with foreigners. Gaming authority maintains stance on refusal to grant licenses. Government urges Massey to promote local produce as Megastore opens. And now for the news. In response to reports filed regarding a meeting held between foreign nationals and Minister of Citizenship Winston Felix and Deputy Director of SARA Aubrey Rettimeyer, the two men on Wednesday met with members of the media to lay the facts bare relating to the meeting and to condemn the inaccurate reports circulating as a result of this encounter. Rettimeyer said, given his known activism and long-term work with the African nationals and Haitians, he was summoned to lend a hand.
I work with the Pan-African group of Haitians and Africans in this country, and these immigrants had experienced, some major challenges in regards to their immigration papers. Many had applied for work permits and citizenship. Therefore, they invited Minister Felix to address their concerns, which they thought were not properly addressed by the office, and to provide answers to their immigration and citizenship questions.
Rettimeyer insisted that, contrary to reports, he was not representing the PNCR or the State Assets Recovery Agency, and that the meeting was in no way meant to secure votes at the upcoming elections. Mr. Rettimeyer relayed that the minister was invited by the group to better attend to the needs of those attending and nothing else.
There was a letter written to the minister, and the minister inviting him to meet with the group, and he decided to accept the invitation.
But a separate news conference on Wednesday at the Department of Citizenship, Minister of Citizenship Winston Felix maintained that he was contacted by Mr. Rettimeyer to meet with the foreign nationals.
Ask him to get involved. He called me. He called me and told me that there are these African people in the country who have issues with the staff downstairs in my department.
The deputy director stressed that he knew nothing of the meeting since he is a part of the group that extended the invitation to the minister. Felix maintains that he merely agreed to meet with the persons to bring redress to their concerns. The minister said that he was contacted by Mr. Rettimeyer to assist in his capacity as minister, and as a former colleague, he obliged.
Rettimeyer is a man, by the way, I know since 1982. We worked together. We have had exchanges all these years. And I don't know him as a person who I should touch with a 10-foot pole.
Minister Felix added that there was no food buying or any other activity at the meeting that would suggest such, even though there were reports of persons attending being asked to turn off all cellular phones and were subjected to strict security searches.
No, the issues which were represented to me concerned interpersonal relationships and dissatisfaction with how they were spoken to in their quest for answers to what they perceive to be delays in dealing with their matters.
Despite the confusion as to who was responsible for the invite, both men agreed that the meeting was in no way political, but was to address the concerns of those foreign nationals who presented several concerns relating to immigration matters. However, the question remains, who organized the meeting? Chief Elections Officer of the Guyana Elections Commission, Keith Lowenfield, has been admitted to the Caribbean Heart Institute, according to media reports. The top GCOM official reportedly sought medical attention at the institute after complaining of feeling unwell after Tuesday's GCOM statutory meeting. It was disclosed that the CEO underwent a number of tests as doctors continue to closely monitor his condition. Lowenfield's illness comes at a crucial time as GCOM is expected to meet again on Thursday. GCOM is currently discussing a different elections timeframe. Head of State President David Granger this morning accepted letters of credence from non-resident ambassadors extraordinary of the Republic of Finland, the State of Kuwait, and Ireland to the Cooperative Republic of Guyana. In welcoming the new diplomats, the president said that Guyana is in transition towards becoming a green state, which will see more emphasis being placed on the protection of the environment, the preservation of biodiversity, the promotion of renewable energy, and the adoptive measures to ensure climate adaptation. The green state, he said, will allow us to respond more effectively to the challenges posed by climate change.
Climate change represents a threat to the economy and the environment of both of our countries. We look forward to sharing experiences in building climate resilient economies and creating a safer planet for our people. Excellency, I assure you of the full support of my government in the discharge of your duties as Ambassador of the State of Kuwait to the Cooperative Republic of Guyana. I wish you every success as you fulfill the mandate.
We'll tell you now that despite the legal challenge mounted by Superbet against the Gaming Authority of Guyana and the Guyana Revenue Authority, Chairman of the Board of the Gaming Authority, Roysdale Ford, is maintaining that the company remains non-compliant with the laws of Guyana. More in this Kingsley Bryan report.
Holding Incorporated, the company which operates Superbet, has taken the Guyana Revenue Authority and the Guyana Gaming Authority to court over their refusal to issue them a license to operate. Additionally, Superbet sought an order directed at the Gaming Authority, quashing the decision to refuse to issue to Superbet a good standing certificate on the grounds that the said decision is ultra-vires, capricious, and influenced by irrelevant considerations. However, Chairman of the Gaming Authority Board, Roysdale Ford, is maintaining that the Gaming Authority rejected these applications for a casino license due to their non-compliance.
We have informed Superbet as to the issues that we have in relation to them, their concerns in relation to their operation. We've provided them with the information, we provided them with what we consider a fair and reasonable way to have the issue resolved. They have decided that it is in their interest to proceed to court, and the matter is in court.
Ford relayed that nonetheless, the company remains in operation, pending the decision by the courts. The Gaming Authority chairman disclosed that about 140 shops are currently flying the Superbet flag. As it relates to the Sleeping Hotel that was rejected a license by the authority to operate a casino, Ford noted that the application is still under consideration.
We had a number of concerns. It was initially refused and rejected by the Gaming Authority. A second application was made. We met with them on a number of occasions. We wrote to them, outlining to them what is the sort of information that we would need in order to make a final decision on it. We have informed them of it. We have informed the other stakeholders who have an interest in their application, and we have not yet have received the information from them. They have indicated to us that they will pursue certain measures. We have not gotten the information back from them.
Ford said that the authority has bent over backwards to facilitate the application of both entities, and that the requested documentation is a prerequisite.
And not every request for further information necessarily means that there is something sinister or criminal. We sometimes just simply need clarification for information.
Ford added that the two companies are still to become compliant, since all the requested information has not been forthcoming. Director General at the Ministry of the Presidency, Joseph Harmon, relayed that the government is not involved in the process whatsoever.
This is still a matter under the Gaming Authority. The government has no role in this matter. So let me make that very clear. And in spite of what you are hearing about persons who want to speak to government ministers, the Gaming Authority has the full mandate to deal with these matters, and we support the Gaming Authority in the work which they do.
For Globespan 24x7 News, this is Kingsley Bryan.
Thank you, Kingsley. We'll now take a short break. Do stay with us for more news with Samuel Suknandon.
We would like to ask all of our faithful viewers to kindly like and follow Globespan 24x7 Facebook page and subscribe to Globespan 24x7 YouTube channel to receive up-to-date notifications of when we are live. Globespan 24x7 has vacancies for full-time positions such as reporters, newscasters, and news editors. Persons serious about joining a new and dynamic news team are asked to send their application to careers@globespantechnology.com.
Travelspan GT has low prices on JetBlue non-stop service starting April the 3rd. It's non-stop flights starting from as low as $320 one way. That's non-stop flights starting from as low as $320 one way. Fly on board a brand new Airbus A321 aircraft with Wi-Fi. It's non-stop and direct. Depart at 7:20 a.m. and arriving in Guyana 1:09 p.m. Call Travelspan GT in Georgetown at 227-1701. That's 227-1701. Or in Rose Hall, call 337-4287. And New Amsterdam at 333-6230. Call Travelspan today.
JetBlue announces non-stop service from JFK to Guyana starting April 2nd. Travelspan has low prices on JetBlue non-stop service. It's a non-stop flights starting from as low as $244 one-way and $491 round-trip. That's non-stop flights starting as low as $244 one-way and $491 round-trip. Fly on board a brand new Airbus A321 aircraft that is a brand new aircraft to Guyana with Wi-Fi. It's non-stop and direct. Depart at 11:55 p.m. and arriving in Guyana at 5:58 a.m. Call Travelspan at 718-845-0437. That's 718-845-0437. Or book online at travelspan.com.
Thanks for staying with us. You're watching Globespan 24/7 News. Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs Basil Williams today met with a visiting delegation from the Carter Center. Brett Lacey, who was part of the delegation, relayed that the meeting focused on the laws of Guyana and their application to present circumstances in Guyana.
Hear from him about the laws of Guyana and his various arguments related to current circumstances in Guyana. So we were very happy to have this opportunity to hear from him on his perspective. And I can say from the Carter Center, we are really just here to listen. We are hoping to meet with different actors to understand everyone's perspective on current events here in Guyana.
What aspects of the law?
The Attorney General noted that he welcomed the engagement since it allowed him to relay government's position on several pressing issues.
But of course, there were other discussions, and I think they know, they have been apprised of what the legal situation is. They know now what is the state of all the four institutions, the Parliament, the Executive, the Judiciary, and GCOM itself. And I think that they have been fully briefed.
Williams said a major part of the discussions focused on the aspect of overseas voting, which was duly addressed by President Carter back in 1991. Guyana is poised to become the Caribbean's Green Dubai. This statement was made by Finance Minister Winston Jordan. Minister Jordan was at the time speaking at the Massey Megastore opening held earlier today. He stated that government is fully aware of the role that foreign investors play to grow Guyana's economy.
In the 4.1% growth rate achieved in 2018, the economy recorded a rate of growth of 4% at the half year this year, and is on course to grow by 4.5% in real terms by the end of this year. While these growth rates are impressive in the context of what this government inherited in May 2015, this can still be considered to be moderate growth rates. However, from moderation to explosion, Guyana's economy is projected to grow by 33.5% in 2020 and 22.9% in 2021.
Jordan noted that this increase caught the attention of NASDAQ, the National Association of Securities Dealers Automated Quotations, who labeled Guyana as the fastest growing economy in the world.
The achievement of such dizzying growth rates will signal Guyana's emergence from the dark days of being the sick man of the Caribbean, perpetually racked by ethnic and political conflicts, to the jewel of the Caribbean crown. Guyana is poised to become the green Dubai of the Caribbean.
And in other news, government pathologist Dr. Vivekant Brijmohan has been fired from his long-standing job at the Ministry of Public Health for reasons unknown. The news was reportedly given to the pathologist as he was preparing to perform autopsies for the police. With his contract terminated, pathologist Dr. Nihal Singh will now take over. Dr. Brijmohan was one of 2 pathologists in the country and had performed more than 15,000 autopsies, mostly in the Berbice region. B Division Commander Paul Langevin assured the relatives of 55-year-old Junior Quinton Satharam, C. Narayan, and Dominic Tyler Sulka that arrangements will be made to have the autopsies done soon, since funeral arrangements have been left stagnated. Trinidad-based Massey Group today opened the doors to its first ever mega shopping complex at the Movie Town Mall in Turkine, Greater Georgetown. During their opening ceremony, Finance Minister Winston Jordan urged the company to sell more local content. We'll tell you more in this report.
From lettuce to luggage, the Massey Megastore caters for the everyday needs of Guyanese. The store opened its doors to shoppers earlier today in a lavish ribbon-cutting ceremony. The event saw the attendance of major stakeholders from Guyana and other Caribbean countries. This is the second Massey store location in Guyana. The first opened in Providence, East Bank in 2017. Massey Mega offers a unique value proposition to the Guyana market. While the Providence location delivers the traditional features of a supermarket, this new location offers a warehouse shopping experience, which spans over 34,000 square feet of retail space with an expanded range of bulk and non-food items. Finance Minister Winston Jordan, who delivered the feature address at the event, noted that the company should be wary of their pricing strategy, as such a dynamic shopping center should cater for the working class.
Shopping must be as affordable to the average public servant as it is to the chief executive of any of the oil companies situated in Guyana.
Jordan noted that Massey stores must develop a symbiotic relationship with local producers in Guyana to provide organic and biological produce to its consumers. He noted that this will ensure that the small man is not pushed out of business.
Supermarkets must avoid becoming centers of imported products, especially those that can be readily sourced locally, whether it is bottled water, packaged roti, or sugar cake. Such actions have the effects of pushing the small man out of business, thereby aggravating the unemployment situation. It damages our cultural and culinary psyche, and of course, it leaks foreign exchange. Ladies and gentlemen, you may know, but I'm telling you, I'm a frequent user of Caribbean Airlines BW526 Georgetown to New York non-stop service. On this leg of the flight, Caribbean Airlines has introduced the sale of Trinidadian edibles. I call it pepper channel, such as pepper hard channel. I applaud this innovative marketing of Trinidadian products on a Trinidadian airline. Yet, I could not fail to observe that while Guyana has been described as the airline's cash cow, no thought was given to selling a few Guyanese products on that leg of the flight. I have been to several supermarkets and I've seen the contempt with which local products are treated. This cannot continue. We are no one's cash cow.
Chairman of Massey's Integrated Retail Business Unit, David Alfonso, highlighted that the megastore was strategically Chairman of Massey's Integrated Retail Business Unit, David Alfonso, highlighted that the megastore was strategically placed to provide Guyanese with a range of shopping options in one central location.
In addition to the wide variety of both fresh and packaged foods that you will see in the store,
We also offer a wide selection of non-food items not traditionally found in a conventional supermarket. We chose to offer this range and format after careful consideration of Guyana's changing business landscape and the evolving needs of the dynamic, high-growth market here.
Both Massey shopping locations offer a loyalty program with the Massey card. Cardholders can access exclusive promotions and opportunities to earn and save by redeeming points. The store's opening hours are from Monday to Saturday, 9 hours to 2100 hours, and Sundays from 9 hours to 1800 hours. For Globespan 24/7 News, Shakima Day.
For the first time on Tuesday, the Upper Demerara Berbice Region 10 village of Riversview hosted the National Heritage Village Day activity since it began in 1995. According to the Department of Public Information, hundreds of residents traveled from neighboring Bartikatang and other parts of the country to enjoy the day of activities. In addressing the gathering, President David Granger emphasized that education is the pathway to prosperity. He said, Riversview Village needs the human capital to turn promise into prosperity. The village is on the verge of a farming, logging, mining, and touring economy, the president added. The president charged all villagers to take responsibility for every child in Riversview Village, as it takes a village to raise successful citizens in the country. We'll now take a look at our bridge reports. And we'll now take a short break. Do stay with us for your regional and international news with Shakima Day.
JetBlue announces non-stop service from JFK to Guyana starting April 2nd. Travelspan has low prices on JetBlue non-stop service. It's a non-stop flights starting from as low as $244 one-way and $491 round-trip. That's non-stop flights starting as low as $244 one-way and $491 round-trip. Fly on board a brand new Airbus A321 aircraft that is a brand new aircraft to Guyana with Wi-Fi. It's non-stop and direct. Depart at 11:55 p.m. and arriving in Guyana at 5:58 a.m. Call Travelspan at 718-845-0437. That's 718-845-0437. Or book online at travelspan.com.
Amro's Travel Service is pleased to support Globespan 24/7 broadcasts. We provide travel solutions via our 4 locations in Trinidad. Chabonas at 665-3383, Valpa 645-1604, Port of Spain 625-0800, and San Fernando at 652-4789. Remember, when you travel, Amro's is the way to go.
Welcome back and thanks for staying tuned. Let's take a look at our regional and international news. Regionally, police in Belize say they have confiscated 1,210 parcels of cocaine on board an aircraft that landed on an illegal airstrip off the coastal road, south of Belize in the hours of Monday. Police said that 6 people, including 4 from Honduras and 1 each from Mexico and Ecuador, have been held as a result of the operation. The street value of the drugs was not disclosed. The authorities said that they have received prior information that the King Air 12-engine aircraft had taken off from Venezuela and had deployed officers to several of the illegal and legal aerodromes. They said that the plane was allowed to land and officers waited for other key players to appear. During the day, we received intelligence of a tract leaving Venezuela. As we would normally do, we mobilized members of the security forces and deployed as different aerodromes, both legal and illegal, with the hope that the plane would land, said the police commissioner Chester Williams. He said that the police had observed the aircraft landing on an illegal aerodrome off the coastal road. And internationally, British Prime Minister Boris Johnson's decisions to suspend the Parliament for several weeks has been ruled unlawful by Scotland's highest civil court, setting the stage for an unusual showdown in the UK's Supreme Court between the government and its opponents. Johnson's decision to shut down Parliament triggered complaints from opposition lawmakers that he was reducing the time available to them to hold the government accountable over the Brexit and to pass laws to avoid the UK crashing out of the European Union without a deal on October 31. The UK Parliament shut down earlier this week for 5 weeks and will remain closed despite today's ruling. However, opposition and rebel lawmakers have already been largely successful in their plans to frustrate Johnson's plan to quit the EU at the end of October, passing legislation that forces the government to seek an extension to the Brexit deadline if a deal is not agreed with the EU. With the looming prospect of an election later this year to break the Brexit standoff, a group of opposition lawmakers took their complaints to the courts. At the heart of their case was whether Queen Elizabeth was misled by the government into unlawfully suspending Parliament. China has released a list of 16 U.S. imports that will be exempted from tariffs in the ongoing trade war between the world's two largest economies. They include anti-cancer drugs and animal feed. But with more than 5,000 products on it, the list of goods are still subjected to extra taxes. It's much longer. Nevertheless, some analysts view the move as a friendly gesture by China ahead of talks with the U.S. The exemption could be seen as a gesture of sincerity towards the U.S. ahead of negotiations in October, but is probably more a means of supporting the economy. ING's China economist Iris Pang wrote in a note, "There are still many uncertainties in the upcoming trade talks," she added. Adding, an exemption list is just 16 items, will not change China's stance. China has imposed several rounds of tariffs on U.S. imports in the ongoing tit-for-tat dispute between the two countries. In July, the U.S. exempted 110 Chinese-made products from tariffs. And now for a look at what's happening in sport with Kingsley Bryan.
Thank you, Samuel. Local athletes are once again gearing up to compete in what will be the 9th edition of the annual Courts 10K race. The event is slated for Sunday, September 15 and will run off at 6 hours from the Courts head office on Main Street and conclude at the said location. Athletes are urged to be on time, as late additions will be added to the race, which according to the organizers will kick-start sharply at 6. The event's main organizer, Courts Ghana Inc., has donated $2 million to the event to offset costs attached to prizes and logistical arrangements. The total prize money remains at $1.15 million, and the top 6 overall finishers will receive cash prizes from that sum. Apart from the usual 10K race, this year's event will also feature a Golden Mile race for the youth athletes and a 3K race for Courts Ghana Inc. employees. The winners of the open male and female categories will receive $100,000 each, while the immediate runners-up will take home $80,000, $60,000, $40,000, $20,000, and $10,000 respectively. Last year's race ended in an upset after returning champion Cleveland Ford lost to Winston Missiga, thus ending his long-term winning streak. Aliyah Moore won the open women's category in last year's event. Banks DIH, through their Rainfall Waters brand, are also expressed their satisfaction to be part of this annual event. And now turning to CPL. The St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots on Tuesday evening put on an astonishing performance in the Hero Caribbean Premier League as they claimed victory after chasing down the Jamaica Tallawahs 241-4 on an eventful night at the Warner Park Stadium in St. Kitts. The Tallawahs held formidable control throughout the first halfway stage after Chris Gale, in typical style, amassed 116 runs from 62 balls, with 10 sixes to register his 22nd T20 century. Then there was the partnership of 162 between Gale and Chadwick Walton, who kept pace with Gale in his own 36-ball innings of 73 to propel the Tallawahs to the highest total in the history of the tournament. It was a CPL record that was short-lived, as the Patriots reached 242 for 6 with 7 balls to spare. The sixes just kept flying as the CPL records just kept tumbling. Evan Lewis, who put on a sterling performance, hit 6 Euro maximum, and 3 fours as he eased his way to half a century in just 17 balls, another hero CPL record, and took the Patriots to 85 for none inside the power play. After Lewis's wicket fell, the other batsmen seemingly followed his lead, clobbering their way through delivery after delivery. Devon Thomas made his way to 50 off 30 balls, and Laurie Evans from England gave an immediate display of its class as he defended successfully against the bowling attack of the Tallowers. The Tallowers were able to pick up a few wickets owed to the quick hands and skill shown by their wicket-keeper, who was on top of his fielding. All in all, the electrifying match reflected the true nature of CPL, as the home crowd waited no time in celebrating their impressive win. And turning our attention now to international basketball. For the first time in 13 years, there will be a new men's FIBA World Cup champion. In a shocker, Team USA will not medal after losing to France 89-79 in the quarterfinals in Dongguan, China. It ends the 58-game winning streak the US had in international tournaments. It's the first time the US men won't medal at a major international competition since the 2002 FIBA World Championship. The last time the Americans lost in international tournament play was in 2006, when the US fell to Greece in the semifinals of the FIBA World Championship. The US was aiming to be the first nation to win 3 consecutive World Cups after winning 3 Olympic gold medals in a row during that stretch. France, who led Team USA at halftime, went on to 11-0 run late in the fourth quarter, taking an 82-76 lead. After that, the French team never trailed again. France will now face Argentina in the semifinals. The best the US can finish is 5th. The Americans will face Serbia in the consolation round on Thursday. The US qualified for the 2020 Summer Olympics in Tokyo after defeating Brazil on Monday. But the Americans did that without many of the biggest NBA stars, as several of the top players in the league opted out of playing for the FIBA World Cup this summer. And that has brought us to the end of this edition for sports. For Globespan 24x7 News, I am Kingsley Bryan.
Thank you, Kingsley. Welcome back, and that has brought us to the end of today's news. Before you go, here's a recap of our major headlines. AG meets with Carter Center reps, discusses overseas voting. 3 non-resident diplomats accredited by President Granger. Felix and Retty condemn reporting on meeting with foreigners. Gaming Authority maintains stance on refusal to grant licenses. Government urges Massey to promote local produce as Megastore opens. Thank you for watching Globespan 24x7 News. On behalf of myself, Shakima Day, the news and technical team, until next time, do have a great evening.